Hey everyone, welcome to today's video. Today I'm going to show you how to actually go through some difficult missions without using any heals or any med kits. Now, when I tell you, you probably won't believe me, but I actually have made a video that showcased this. I made it days ago, about 6 days ago. So it's already out there, but many people probably missed it. But I wanted to show you guys this and then refer you back to that gameplay video. Now, yes, it's a 1-hour gameplay video. I think when everybody was still kind of figuring all this stuff, I played a heroic mission by myself. I ran with a shield and a revive hive, and I ran with 4 med kits, and I didn't use a single one till the whole mission was over. So how did I get to heal myself? Now, you could say I stayed alive all through the mission. I played very carefully. Yes, I did. But there's something pretty cool in the sense that the damage that I took mitigated itself while in combat to a specific extent. Now, what do I mean? My armor was regenerating itself as I was playing through the mission. And I used some really interesting stats because I think this is something that, will probably work. I was playing and I don't think I even min-maxed my build, and I just kind of noticed my armor was ticking by itself. And that brought me to question why this is a stat that many people are not talking about. And I think the reason is because we've either not gotten to the point where we're min-maxing everything, and a lot of the meta right now is centering around a lot of the damage and high skills, but a lot of people are not looking at these survivability type talents. So Armor Regeneration is a very good one, and I think it goes in 2 scenarios very well. Actually, you can have a 3rd scenario, but there are probably better options for those scenarios. Like, you can run a skill build if you're running solo, but what if you're running a directive that doesn't allow for your armor to regenerate, and you want to actually be successful, not die, and gain the extra XP? The extra XP, allows for so many things. Say you want to level up some specializations or whatever, you want to get those specialization points. Say you want to maybe get more caches and farm as you're doing more activities in the open world, because actually that's how you farm. You want to do activities and gain more XP. That's going to open doors for you to be able to gain more loot. So you want to do this, and I would recommend that you want to make sure first that your core attributes are maxed out. That's one of the really cool things about this is, you want to make sure that you're getting your rolls as high as possible when they drop. Then your second layer of min-maxing is this Armor Regeneration. Armor Regeneration, I think it maxes out at about 4,925 for its max. I don't want to roll this yet. And if you multiply that by 6, if you say you have the full max Armor Regeneration on all your brand sets, and you multiply that by 6, you're going to have 29,550. So about 30,000 armor ticking on your build just by itself, regardless of where you are, in combat or out of combat. Now, that doesn't mean you're going to play like a crazy, mad person. You're going to take your time, and you're going to make sure that you don't die. And then the second instance is for shield builds. Now, bear with me. This is my second character. I'm moving it to level 40. But if you look at these shield builds that come up, a lot of times, many people say my shield build is maxed out, and they build it in different ways. And there are all kinds of build philosophies. But there's a brand set that actually allows for you to gain armor regeneration, and you only gain 1%. It's a little small, in my opinion. I think if this was like maybe 5%, it will be a more formidable brand set to use. But what if you don't want to use Troop H, or you want to build a tank build? Then I don't see how not using 2 pieces of this plus maxed out armor regeneration stats and armor stats are, something that you can just brush aside. Because if your armor is about 1.8 million by itself, and you then have 1% of this armor just ticking back over time, it is a very big, significant armor tick. 1% of 1.8 million is like 18,000 armor just ticking back on your armor. Add that to your, say, 29,000 or 30,000. You're looking at about 40,000 armor just ticking by itself. So you sit in cover for like 10 seconds, you have at least half your armor just regenerate by itself in 10 seconds. Now 10 seconds sounds good, or maybe even more, but you sit in cover for like 4 seconds, 5 seconds, and you're back in business. And if you have maybe a specialization that allows for your shield skill to be good, like the firewall, then you're in a good place. And so that video of my run through heroic mission is what's going to actually clue you in to how good and valuable this can be. Now, yes, that mission took a long period of time. A lot of people are like, oh, I can do this in 18 minutes. I'm like, that's fine. I can do it in an hour and 18 minutes, and I still can do it. They're not giving you a prize. Go do time trials if you feel like you're a boss at speedrunning missions. That's fine. There's a place for that. But I think the most important thing, and I think, you know, that really stands out, is how good this is and how a lot of players may be ignoring it. Another place that I would almost argue that this is going to come into play is when you're leveling up your character. Now, many new players are coming into the game. You might be watching this video, and when you're leveling up your character, one really interesting thing that you might be missing out on is how good this stat will be for you, because you're a solo player. You probably want to go into a mission, you matchmake in the mission, no one answers you, no one hears your cry, and you need a way to take out some of these bosses. You're not getting gear as fast as you possibly can. By the way, if you want to get gear as a new agent, I think when you boost your character, you do get the police M4 blueprints. Just come back to the base of operations and craft yourself another one. Crush your old weapons. It'll give you weapon parts, and you can craft the one at every level, so you don't have to wait to get a good drop. That's a pro tip right there from the community. Community actually put that out there in my video about advanced solo guides I made a year ago. So look at this stat closely. For those of you that are min-maxers, those of you who have your builds 100% and you're looking for what else to roll, this is the next level, definitely. As a shield, as a tank, if you're not running a DPS tank of some kind, you don't need crit chance and crit damage, in my opinion. You need to stay alive. You need to be able to self-sustain and absorb a lot of damage. So this is where it actually comes into. This is it right here for those of you who want to actually do that. So I hope this is helpful for you guys. I hope you guys have actually seen that this is something that we've been missing in the community, because, you know, we're not necessarily playing, around this. But I'll leave the link to that video in the description below, so that you guys can see it for yourself in action for over an hour, so you can study a deep, in-depth case scenario of how this actually works. So that's it for me. Thank you so much for your time and audience. I appreciate you guys so much, and I guess I'll see you in the next video. Peace.